Good evening. This is Going to Ground. My name's Andrew Rumsey. Thank you for clicking on this link and for joining me here in my study in Wiltshire. In these little films, I'm quite often out and about discovering some river or field or megalithic site somewhere nearby, but tonight it's been a long day and so I'm posting late. I'm sorry for that, and just a short one today. I'm interested in landscape, in place, and particularly in Christian heritage, and if you're interested in those things in this part of the world, you're also interested in the pagan history or the pre-Christian history that is such a feature of the landscape here, and I'm particularly fascinated with the points of connection or disconnection between those. And so today is a significant day. Today is St. Brigid's Day. Brigid, Abbess of Kildare, who was born in, I think, the 450s, died in 525, so an early Irish Christian saint, one of the patron saints of Ireland, and celebrated with a feast day today. And I believe that this day is also was originally a pagan festival for the first day of spring. Now that's really early, isn't it? I mean, that would be very first signs of snowdrop spring, but rather nice actually to think that there is some indication of where we're heading, and we have noticed, I have certainly, the days just beginning to lengthen a little bit, and how welcome that is. So Brigid was a remarkable woman, and two stories, actually three stories, stand out about her. One, which I think is fabulous, is apparently she performed a miracle in which washing up water was transformed into beer for the purposes of hospitality. Now that's a great Irish miracle, and one which I would heartily endorse, and so that's lovely to hear. There's other stories around her as well. There's a tale of when she ministered to a pagan chieftain, and apparently her father was a pagan chieftain, and her mother was a Christian. She attended the man who was dying and spoke to him of her faith, and while she was speaking to him, she picked up rushes from the ground and wove them into an intricate Celtic cross. And if you look online, you can see images of St. Brigid's crosses. They're rather lovely. They're a bit like palm crosses, you know, that we make, but more complex than that, like a little mat almost in a cross shape. And what a lovely symbol of going to ground, literally just to pick up what you find from the floor and see in it some indication of God's presence. That's lovely. And then the other one that I've heard of is that outside her monastery was lit a perpetual flame, and to indicate the light of Christ. And this had been, I think, this is all legend, of course, but that had been a Celtic practice or a pagan practice hitherto, and it was reinterpreted as the light of Christ. And Gerald of Wales, one of the early British chroniclers, visited the monastery or the convent at Kildare in the 12th century and found the flame still burning. Now, of course, whether it had been burning all that time, we don't know, but by legend, it didn't ever go out, and may even have been burning at the dissolution of the monastery in the 16th century. Some have attested, and I believe recently it's been reignited in Kildare. So feast day in Ireland, and I love that image of the perpetual flame, that pilot light of God's presence burning within each of us, and the little intimation of spring that this day brings. God bless you as you go to ground.